everyone. Welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
Now I'm Robbie. Justin.
I'm Kale.
And today we're going to discuss the final episode of Gen V, the penultimate episode of Loki, and the premiere episode of Season 2 of Invincible. So we're going to start off with Gen V. So this was a very, very short episode. It kind of just like they tried to pack a lot of stuff in, but it had some very, very big cameos. And you know, I think that was definitely the highlight of the episode.
All of them at you there.
Yeah.
Are they making fun?
A few of them.
Are they making fun of Marvel right now? Like, you know, like when you 1v1 someone in basketball and you're so much better than them, you start doing like trick shots and you dribble around them and you do like, you know, like the whoops like around like the head and you make them fake out and stuff. Is that what like?
Yeah, if you're an asshole.
Yeah, is that what they're doing here? They're like, Marvel seem to have lost their way with cameos. Cough, cough, Harry Styles. So maybe we'll just like knock it out of the park with mid-credit scene cameos. Because Butcher showed up. If Amazon's got the budget, it's Amazon.
Right
if Amazon's got the budget, it's Amazon.
Well, I mean, if they can afford whatever Lord of the Rings of Power costs, then I'm pretty sure they can get like Carl Urban to show up for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, they only needed him for one line there.
For our new listeners, not sponsored content, but the season 2 of Wheel of Time, just chef's kiss, so much better than season 1.
Yeah, Bezos, that'll be $50.
I am I'm super interested in Rings of Power season 2 because dude, Wheel of Time, my favorite book series, trashed in the first season, just god awful television. But
worst.
Hook, line, and sinker, dude, I loved. Like, all right, so the first 10 minutes of season 2 is like the same as season 1, and then after that, dude, it's hook, line, and sinker. I'm totally in. It's like one of my favorite news shows. That and Crapopolis, but we might talk about that.
I wonder how many episodes in a row we got this propo.
Until more, dude, I just gotta make sure. Look, Amazon Prime's already signed him up.
Interested, though.
Amazon Prime already signed him up for a 3rd season, but I gotta get people to watch this show. Season 1 was so bad, but season 2 is so good. I gotta get people to watch this show. There's 13 books, right? If you want to do this for the next 20 years, people, I need you to start watching season 2.
Well, from what I understand, they're going to skip Dragon Reborn and just adapt to Shadow Rising for season 3. So it seems like they're just skipping books.
Spoiler.
Back to Gen V, which we all love.
What a head
I literally
episode.
cannot watch that show. I cannot even watch it.
So, like, the one subscription service you have, Tip, you can't even watch the shows.
No, it's so bad. It's so
wow.
awful.
I didn't realize you hated Gen V, because we were all just, like, on the fence with Gen V. It's like, it's not great, it's not terrible. It's not as good as The Boys.
It's too much. It's like too much. You know what I mean? It's like...
Yes.
Oh, how would you guys rate the shows we're talking about here?
It is a try-hard... It's a try-hard.
So, look, AI said... Like, someone poured into the AI system at Prime, AWS or whatever, and they were like, hey, what did people like about The Boys? Guts, violence, nudity, obscure nudity, and then they spat out boobs. And then they were like, all right, but make that for the woke Gen Z. Make that for, like, the next generation down. And they were like, spit it out, like, here's a giant penis, here's 4 penises, here's a bunch of woke nonsense. I'm going to explode this person's head, this person's head. We have a derivative superhero. The female's in charge. Like, dude, this is like ad-libs. If ad-libs was written by a woke AI, where ad-libs instead of ad-libs was just a script made by corporate Hollywood. This is
I wouldn't even say that. I would say, I agree with Tip here. It tries way too hard to be extreme, which reminds me of what a teenager would write in high school for a script. And consistently, especially with this final episode of writing themselves into a corner at the end, where they have to literally have a deus ex machina come down from the skies because they writ themselves so badly into a corner. It reeks of like angsty teenage, I guess, because they're angsty teenagers. I don't know. He did show up after she blew up Kate's arm. So first the threat was pretty much, you know.
Was that the best part of the episode? That felt like the most real part of the episode.
Her throat. Well, that's what they should have done. Like,
are you?
Yeah, it's just like why couldn't they just push Kate out? Kate is?
Kate's a monster.
Well, it's just like they're just like literally like face to face with Kate. Like, Kate, stop what you're doing. Like, she's like, no, I'm not going to. and they just like walk
Mm.
away, or they just like it's like just punch her, knock her out. I'm pretty sure she's like controlling the other superheroes, but just even if she's not controlling them like mentally, like knock her out so she can't like take control of anyone else.
That scene felt real. It was raw, right? Like our character, Mary Pun or Marie whatever,
Marie Moreau.
Marie Moreau. There you go. Yeah, like she just reached out and instinctually just like blew that girl's hands off. I thought that was good. I'm glad that person didn't turn into a puppet.
Do it like that though.
She was trying to lay hands on her man, so
Yeah,
maybe that's what she was thinking, but it just too much power.
Well,
she's like super jealous.
I think Kate was reaching to mind control somebody, and then all Marie was thinking was, "No, I have to stop her." And then her body took over, and her superpowers did the rest. And the best way to stop her
works
from touching
through both her hands, though, right?
Explodes. Yes,
and it also heals.
She could just reach out with her other hand. But I'll tell you this: if one of my hands explodes, all my concentration is gone. I don't care how much Adderall or ADHD there is in the world. If I lose a hand, all my other goals are just like gone for the moment. I'm gonna focus on this thing.
Yeah, well, let's like start from the beginning. So Kate and Sam let all the evil superheroes out.
Major, all of your energy focused. How am I gonna whack my tally?
Well, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have that problem.
Please be the left. Please be the left hand.
So
it was her left hand.
Yeah, so even if she was using the right hand, let's take it into it. So like, yeah, Sam and Kate released all the not evil superheroes, but the ones in the woods, and they just start randomly killing people, and
why?
Well, they're just trying to make a point that locking up superheroes is bad.
Like, I've been engaged, now I'm just gonna start killing. I guess they're just killing like teachers, right? They're not killing like superhero well, at least not at first. They start going after the humans. Human teachers.
Yeah, it's only humans.
Oh, so are you a professor here? I'm an adjunct professor of marketing. Blech, there goes your head, like just gone.
Yeah, burns her face off. So how many cameos were in this episode? We had Ashley from The Boys was in this. And then Homelander, obviously, then Butcher at the very end. So, did we miss any?
The movie director was in The Boys.
He came back. Yeah, he came back for this episode. He was in like an episode earlier this season. He was funny.
And they tie in what they did at the premiere of The Dawn of Seven, because they hooked up in the bathroom in The Boys.
Right.
And then when they're under attack, he threatens to tell the world what they did in that bathroom.
That wasn't for the premiere. That was for a pediatric event or something like that. I think he said, because I guess they'd banged each other previously.
I thought it was red carpet, but I could be wrong. It's been a week.
Yeah, he mentions like
he
mentions some sort of like pediatric event. I don't know if it was like for the Dawn of the Seven movie, but yeah, that was a funny throwback right there. So
is that Joss Whedon? Is that who that character is? I can't.
Based
remember.
Off of?
Yeah, like satiring. Based off of whatever.
He's like satiring every director ever who's ever like made a move on.
Right, but wasn't he like specifically satiring Joss Whedon and The Boys? Because like they had like a scene directly from Justice League that was terrible. I'm pretty sure like shots were fired towards Joss Whedon with this character in The Boys, but it's been a year and a half.
Yeah.
I probably have to go back and listen to one of our older episodes. Now most of them on YouTube. Shameless plug. What were you saying?
He's based off Joss Whedon, the fact that his career is over in The Boys, much like Joss Whedon does in real life. So what else was accomplished in this episode? So we saw
polarity.
He can't use his powers because
his brain.
Yeah, so polarity can't like use his powers without like it killing him. Pretty much like what Butcher was going through last season. Like if he uses his powers, he's gonna die.
Right.
So I have a bone to pick with this storyline. Yeah. How they show his father, who's through years, he's finally showing the effects of it, and he has never, main character guy, has never shown effects. But at the end, when he's trying to control a helicopter, all of a sudden it just quickly comes on, and it's the first time ever we've seen him. And literally in the last episode, or was it 2 episodes ago, when he's in the ambulance using his powers to protect the ambulance, doesn't have an issue, but all of a sudden he does. It's frustrating, just bad writing there.
Maybe his concentration's thrown off because Wow, great, Mage. We are a true podcast now. We have sound effects.
Yep.
So maybe his concentration is just blown because his dad tells him, or just he knows now if he uses his powers, he's going to have like Alzheimer's or whatever. So maybe it's like throwing off his mojo. He's lost his mojo.
He's literally on his knees, like barely able to move.
Yeah.
Whereas literally an episode ago, we see him use the same amount of powers. I guess
he was lifting a falling helicopter.
he was like doing this thing in an ambulance, which like I don't know, you're controlling the same amount of metal. I feel, and he was trying to protect everybody from his father's powers freaking out. So I feel like that was more of a strain on his powers than this.
Yo, that was an intense scene. All right,
Yeah.
I'm not a first responder, but I tell you what, if I was a first responder, I'm dipping out as soon as my patient subconsciously is trying to destroy the ambulance I'm in. Yeah.
It kept going.
Yeah, so it was just one of those scenes. It just seems like they're recycling from the boys rather than like doing any innovative stuff on their own. Like the he can't use his powers unless it'll kill him.
Recycling would be good because The Boys is fantastic. So recycling fantastic would give you more fantastic. What they did was try to make a derivative. They tried to they took The Boys and they took everything that made it R-rated and they tried to bump it up to like NC-17. Right? Like
yeah.
Like Tim said at the beginning, it was just too much. The whole season was just too much.
Before I forget, we found out that the Invisible what is it? The dorm room
the
guy
RA.
is translucent. The RA is translucent sun. Which I guess we should have figured out. We guess we should have figured out, but I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the exact same powers.
Who's naked all the time, apparently.
Yeah,
he's
like,
just walking around with glasses and a hat all the time.
Well, when he's naked, he's also has like, or when he's invisible, he also has like diamond hard skin. So he's like he's protected. So
is it only when he's invisible?
As pervy, yes.
Yeah.
Because he blew up when he was visible. But I'll tell you what.
But that's not like going through his skin. It's just in him already. That's why it works.
Well,
right, but he exploded from the outside, and as we all know from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, skin works both ways.
That's true. That's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, epidermis is his epidermis is stronger on the outside. So, but yeah, that was a cool little Easter egg. What else?
So really quick, we're skipping over one scene specifically.
Yep.
And this goes back to my really bad character development at the end. What's her name and Sam have that scene where there's that back and forth, and all of a sudden Sam has turned on her without much reason and starts blaming her for everything. Yeah, it was nuts.
He spent half a day out of that room, and he
talked to one Trump supporter, and now he's just like,
guys, all right, let's talk about this. We are all 5 white men here, so we can all talk about this from literal personal experience. The first time you get laid, don't tell me you're not just sipping after that woman just a little bit, right? Like, dude, the fact that he turned so fast. Well, I'm sorry that my mom was such a bad time for you. Self-burn.
Well,
got there first. Got there before all you other fuckers could.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that if we're going back that far in my history, then yeah, it was one of the things. Yeah, good thing we didn't really keep seeing that girl. So, but
good
yeah,
thing.
so
although for the record, Forrest's mom is very hot.
Do we remember when Arnold Jr. showed back up in the show to tell Sam not to be a homicidal maniac? Do we all remember?
Yes. Yeah, he was imagining him talking over the shoulder. And
apparently his inner what's the guy's name? Patrick Schwarzenegger?
Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, apparently he was not able to convince Sam to not be a homicidal maniac. But I was very sad there were no puppets in this episode.
Were you?
Same, 100%.
You like the puppets?
That was like... Well,
everybody missing the puppets now.
Well, it just seems strange. They gotta be cheaper than CGI blood.
But here's the other thing, too. Like, they show him in the previous episode, and he's, like, unstoppable. But when he goes against Metal Guy, like, he can all of a sudden take his punches, no problem. Like, I call bullshit on that.
Polarity should have, like, literally had his head punched off when he was fighting him.
Right, yeah.
That made... So, I guess it's like Soups.
Or is he just straight, like, Magneto?
Just turn the power
He has
down.
to have metal.
Well, Sam's fists were made of metal, Rob. So I mean, they're flesh and bones. So like, imagine if Magneto were fighting Superman, and Superman just punched Magneto really hard. His head would be punched off.
It's classic Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man 2. Tobey Maguire should have punched Dr. Ox's face right off.
Yeah,
right?
true.
Dr. Octopus is just a man.
Yeah.
Should
Right,
knocked...
because Spider-Man is insanely strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's actually a story in the comics where like Doc Ock has like severe brain damage because he's been hit by Spider-Man so many times. So he's basically just in like a vegetable state. He's basically like in an iron lung, and he's like being just like moved around by like metal tentacles because he's like his body is like literally sustained so much damage from fighting Spider-Man.
I kind of love that.
So
like, is it just like the tentacles in charge of him, and he's just like a lifeless corpse?
He's in an iron lung. He's in an iron lung. And
that's kind of dope.
Dragged around by tentacles. But then Doc Ock takes over Peter's body, and then Peter's put into the unsexy iron lung body.
So speaking of unsexy, did we like Gen V? Do we want a second season? Let's try to get along.
We're getting it, whether we want it or not. I think the thing to take away from this is that we had to watch this show because it's set up for The Boys season 4, which a show we all love. So
yeah, that's true.
It's holding us off for season 4.
Well, not even holding us off. Like literally, the storylines in this show are going to flow into Boys season 4. So it's like we kind of had to watch this.
True.
It's a WandaVision.
I would say indifferent. At times it was good. At times it was really cheesy and bad. And I do get frustrated with these shows, just like what Disney is doing with the Marvel universe and everything. How these shows are really just bridges to the other shows or movies. So that gets frustrating too. I just say the real reason I say I'm indifferent is that ending was just, I felt such a cop out. Homelander shows up, bam, then they're in a cell downstairs and she somehow was able to take a beam to the chest, no problem. I don't know. It ended on a very frustrating.
She can cut her hands and they heal in the next episode. So I'm pretty sure like a laser blast to the chest.
Yeah, she controls blood, not skin.
Yeah,
is it blood? Is it skin made of blood?
No.
Or cells? It's all cells, so.
Well, you're 70% water, so you can't all be. I don't know. It's been a while since seventh grade.
They really should explain how she can heal her hands. That bothers me, and how you could make blood into a rope to like trip someone up.
How do you bleed 1 ounce of blood and you turn that into 10 yards?
It would just like go around my leg. I could like break free pretty easily. So, you would need literally gallons and gallons of blood to move somebody, and you can't stab someone with blood. I mean, you can maybe put blood into a fire hose and spray it really hard that it will take someone's skin off, with actual water hose. But I just don't see how you can make blood into weapons. But they should just stick to having her power blow up people's. Yeah, there's gonna be a jet ski. There's gonna be a jet ski chase. There's gonna be a jet ski chase between Loki and Mobius. Are gonna be chasing down Kang on jet skis. I guarantee you. And the Starsky and Hutch theme music will be playing in the background. And
wait,
Ben
didn't
Stiller,
that Kang? I have a question about the Kang because I haven't actually watched Loki yet. Is Kang? Is that still the same guy from the first season?
Yeah, he remains. He who remains is Kang. Kang was in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, but they just call him He Remains in this show because they don't know that his real name is Kang. But his real name is Nathaniel Richards, but I don't think Marvel's going to go that direction. So, yeah, I don't know if Kang's going to come back or Ravona's going to come back either.
But the one in Ant-Man, that was another version of him, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're all different versions. It's basically he's nothing because he's just in a different universe. But, when we get to Invincible, we're going to see Kang done right with Angstrom Levy, but we're not there quite yet. But I just think it's funny that the whole multiversal thing, which is so hot right now, is finally being done right in a parody.
One of the things I want to talk about, but we'll get to that at the start of Invincible.
We got to get through Loki, which I did enjoy. Yeah. Owen Wilson, Mobius, is a jet ski salesman. B-15 was a doctor.
Let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning. What was everyone's thoughts? I mean, everyone else liked the episode but me? Yes? Yeah, that's why.
It's basically so Loki was about to die, so he just time slipped himself back before he died, and then we find out from the first episode where he was when
But like, why
Sylvie opens the
did
elevator.
Sylvie not get spaghettified in her universe? And then like like the record, we're getting too deep into it, but like everything gets spaghettified, everything, and then she just like opens up a door and leaves. So like I'm like, oh, maybe she doesn't get spaghettified because she's an Asgardian god, but then she gets spaghettified like 5 minutes later. So like the problem is like the writing. There's no real laws of physics in this episode, and it irks me.
Wow.
Well,
no laws of physics in the multiverse?
Well,
What?
this episode was basically the guy was right and the girl was wrong, because Sylvie was basically like yeah, I'm not going to go back. People need free will. And
She's
he's like,
the
the
worst.
universe, the
I hate her.
multiverse is dying.
I hate her
He's like, yeah,
so.
but free will is important. You're just doing this for you.
I hate her
And
so.
Loki's like, yeah, you're right. I'm going to leave. And then she was like, oh no, the universe is dying. I need to tell Loki the universe is dying. And Loki's like, wow, it is dying. I need
It's
to.
such bad writing. It's like
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They
Like
made her character look so stupid.
you need
Yeah,
an
look at
antagonist.
it just like that.
They made her character look stupid with that goddamn haircut. I know I've talked about it every episode, but
Okay.
I have to look at it every
There's your-
episode. It's the worst wig in Hollywood.
There's obviously a girl in your past.
There's
with
a lot to a
bangs
haircut.
that broke your heart, and you just hate any girl with bangs now. It
Wait,
seems.
Do you guys like her hair? No, my wife also hates. The
I don't.
haircut.
I don't
Wait,
like
what's
her
her-
hair.
what's her-
but
what's her
it
name?
Doesn't like
Sylvie.
Sylvie?
Loki. Sylvie.
But
It's she Loki.
Everyone look at her bang mullet. Like, no, that's not a good haircut. That's so distracting.
It worked in the '80s, maybe. So yeah.
But
so
she's not from the
you-
80s. She's from Asgard. Anyway, I understand. But let's talk about it. Loki's still
I really
alive.
like that you was a prisoner who escaped from Azkaban, because those guys. I mean, it's not Azkaban.
Nerd!
We're the mentors in this historical.
Nerd!
Yeah. So
Oh my
Alcatraz. I think those prisoners went missing and were never found. Right.
Never found.
So that makes sense. That makes sense that a guy who was never found should join the TVA.
All right, can we go deep cut real fast? I've checked New Rockstars, I've checked Heavy Spoilers, and I've checked Screen Crush, and no one pointed out that in season 1, Loki was D.B. Cooper, right? One of the most
Another missing person.
one of the most historic missing persons cases in America. And now in season 2, Casey's one of the 3 people who actually escaped Alcatraz, and they were missing, presumably dead, drowned in the bottom
Basically,
of the ocean.
anyone who's
But
joined the TVA is a missing person. I
that's
think.
what I like it. It's fun.
But they
I can't
chose-
wait to see. No one was pointing that out, so I just wanted to holler.
But they chose a missing person from history with Alcatraz and D.B. Cooper. Yeah, but the D.B. Cooper scene in the first season had nothing to do with the plot. It was just like a flashback.
It was just fun.
Yeah, but I think it made more sense that D.B. Cooper actually was working for the TVA. Like, instead of just having Loki be D.B. Cooper, if they just
What if DB Loki is who pruned OG Loki in the last episode?
You know who needs to join the TVA, or should have been the TVA? Amelia Earhart and Jimmy Hoffa.
That's
Wait, so is the
season
OG
3.
Loki totally gone?
OG Loki? No, because they got pruned, so they didn't die. They just got transported to the land beyond time or whatever.
Oh, right.
Right.
But how do you get back from there?
You
The
gotta,
same way
like,
they
go
did
through
in
the-
season 1 finale. I
You
can't
gotta go.
remember.
You gotta hold hands with
So-
Sylvie and just believe.
Temp pad.
Yeah.
Temp
Oh,
pad.
Tip bad, that's
He
it.
got back. Yeah, that's how he got back, was through a temp pad. Sylvie kicked him through the temp pad, and he got back to the TVA.
But that was after they got to Kang, or He
But
Remains,
that was
right?
still at the
Yeah,
end
He
of
Who
time.
Remains, yep.
That was still at the end of time.
Yeah. So, what was Ouroboros was a fiction writer.
Yeah.
So I have a conspiracy here.
Go.
I have to bring up.
Wait, is it mine? Go ahead. I think we have the same one. Go ahead. I love you, Matt, so much.
One of his books is called the Zartan Conundrum or Zartan Conspiracy, and Zartans are actually a race in Marvel. They're like
Really?
humanoids who can take on anybody's shape, who never age.
Oh.
They're created by the Celestials, and Celestials were just
Ooh.
introduced. So I'm convinced that Ouroboros, right, is a Zartan who will never age, and he's not really a human.
See, I thought the Zartan Imperative was a G.I. Joe fan fiction.
So that's also the other conspiracy theory, was Zartan is one of the not the Cobra Commander, but who was underneath the Cobra Commander and led the Civil War in G.I. Joe.
He's the guerrilla warfare
Yep.
expert for the Cobra organization. But as we all know, Paramount owns G.I. Joe and is not doing anything with them. So Marvel's just like, we'll do something with G.I. Joe.
So
because I don't know what you're doing.
On the sneak.
OB is a science fiction writer in Pasadena, California in 1944. 45, 44, correct? You know who else?
Yes.
You know who was a science fiction writer in Pasadena, California in 1945?
Stephen King.
L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Hey, be careful though. Some people, if you say,
don't say the S word. Don't say the S word.
They'll
Don't say the S word.
What?
Don't say the S word.
So,
Don't you say? Don't say it.
Stupidology?
We can't afford to be sued.
Oh, you're talking about stupidology, where
Dum, dum, dum,
Elrond's
dum, dum.
mother, the book about Elrond's mother.
I
No,
mean,
apparently, the practice of stupidology does remove the stick out of your ass.
Phaetons. Yeah.
I've heard.
I mean, maybe not. That's why Tom Cruise is always running. The way he runs is so methodic. I love you, Tom Cruise.
Methodic, yeah, because he's a machine. He's not a real human being. He's just created in the lab.
Where is Shelley? That's all this podcast wants to know. But besides that, so maybe he's an alien from Marvel, or maybe he's a science fiction writer writing about aliens today. Who knows? But who else did we meet? We meet B12, right? The Doctor.
Dr. 12, yeah.
Yeah, from New York 2012. So, like, this has to be... That's not a coincidence. That's when Loki originally invaded New York. So that can't be a coincidence.
Oh, so that she went missing in the destruction. She was like a missing person who was never found after all, like, the destruction from the... what was it? The Chitauri?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So she didn't, like, go missing. She just got abducted by the TVA.
Right.
Oh.
Well,
Maybe
and another
that's what we'll
tie-in,
find
Mobius is 2022, and it heavily implies that he lost his wife in the snap.
Ooh.
Yes, it implies... No, so we know his wife is, quote-unquote, long gone. But is she dead, or did she divorce him? Who was gone where in the snap?
She went to go marry Starsky or Ben Stiller.
Or Hutch.
That would be a great way to introduce Ben Stiller to the MCU, would just be to have him shacking up with Owen Wilson's wife.
If Ben Stiller joins the MCU, his superhero has to do Blue Steel, right? Like, that's just mandatory.
Yeah, who would Ben Stiller play in the MCU? I mean, who's left?
Iron Man. No. Iron Man when they reboot it.
Ben Stiller? No.
Oh my gosh, no, I couldn't watch Iron Man Ben Stiller.
Hold on,
No.
but don't forget, Ben Stiller is jacked now, right? This isn't the old.
He was jacked in Dodgeball and in Heavyweights.
He's been jacked for a long time. Hey, what if Ben Stiller played old Batman and Batman Beyond?
What if Ben Stiller played an actually Jewish Moon Knight?
Ooh, what if Steve Carell played old Batman and Batman Beyond? I'd watch that.
Steve Carell is old Iron Man. I don't know how many heroes are left. Well, first of all, they got to do they have to cast the entire Squadron Supreme, which are the evil Justice League in the Marvel universe. So Ben Stiller as Hyperion, and Steve Carell as Nighthawk, and Will Ferrell as Dr. Spectrum, and R. Kelly as the Wizard.
Wait, Dr. Spectrum? Is that like
He's
an autistic?
He's the Green Lantern of the Green Lantern of the Marvel universe.
Dear Lord,
That's
did
like
you say that, Dr. Autism?
No,
Yeah,
Dr. Spectrum.
dude, that's awesome as shit. Dr. Spectrum?
No,
We're all-
because the
he's like,
Squadron Supreme.
We're all on the spectrum, and he just like changes everything. Like maybe you're like a 2 on the homosexuality spectrum. He just turns you up to like 6 or a 7. He's like, Superman's like, now I'm wearing underwear on the outside of my tights.
Dude, I guarantee you, Ben Stiller is Dr. Spectrum.
All right,
Uh,
I'm gonna
when
we're
they
gonna
do
do some
Squadron
editing.
Supreme.
A1 right now is just at home furiously googling like who Doctor Spectrum is.
Yeah, so because each of the Squadron Supreme is based off a Justice League member.
Not to be
So
confused with
Hyperion,
Dr. Rectum.
that's probably when they make the XXX parody of Squadron Supreme. So Loki figured out how to control his time slipping, and
he wants his friends back. Is this the lamest motivation of all time? Sylvie's like, why do you want to save the universe? He's like, I want to save the universe. I want to save the TVA. She's like, why do you really want to save it? Oh, I want to save the TVA because I want my friends back. Is that... Dude,
wasn't that...
Are they butchering Loki? As like, is this cool? Like, I want... Like, dude, if the world was ending, I would want to save you guys. But my main priority is saving the world, and as a subset would be my 4 closest friends. What is happening here? What is going on?
Major.
Terrible writing.
Because if that world was ending, you know what I would do?
Have sex?
Yeah.
I would not want to save the world. I would just want to be near my loved ones.
Well,
that's what Loki.
But if I could save the world, then I can be near my loved ones for a lot longer. I'm like Mobius.
Think about this too.
I'm like Mobius. I gotta leave my kids so I can go save my kids. But I would fucking feel terrible inside leaving them. Yeah.
Major, why is grief such a powerful motivation?
Is it?
Can be one of the most powerful motivators ever.
I mean, if you're wait,
right?
is John Wick grieving, or is John Wick looking for revenge?
Grief. That's grief. That's not revenge. Revenge is grief. It's a manifestation of the reaction of grief.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, revenge is not like a thing unto its own. You can't revenge because, right. But you can. Oh yeah, you can. I guess because. But okay, I'm
on a rampage.
John Wick was grieving. That's grief.
Well, he was grieving his dog, which was basically a manifestation of his wife.
Yes.
Which was a manifestation of the bullets coming from his gun, killing all those Russians. So, but isn't like wanting to save your friends or just like have your friends back just the plot from the Blues Brothers?
Maybe.
I blame John Wick for the war in Ukraine.
They were just trying to get the war. They were just trying to get the war back together.
You're one of the only.
They're trying to get the band back together.
You're one of the only 10 people of our generation who have seen that movie.
The Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
The band.
Dude, that's one of my favorite movies.
And
the most important thing.
Then Odin's like, have you? Then Odin's like,
yeah,
have you seen the light? Odin's like, have you seen the light? And Loki's like, yes, I have seen the light.
I've seen the light. And then he does backflips down the aisle.
Speaking of seeing the light, Loki saw the light at the end of this episode, right? And he basically learned how to dip.
He basically rewinded to the back to the last episode.
So I go ahead and say that this fucking episode was stupid? It was useless.
It was.
I hate it.
Just filler. It was filler. It was clever filler. It was emotionally manipulative filler, but it was still better than the previous 4 episodes.
And all these fuckers online, I love you, Ryan Airy. All these fuckers online are like, "This is my favorite episode yet." Get out of here. These standards are so low now. These standards are so low. Like, no wonder Marvel's like, oh, maybe we should do more Loki too. No, you know what you should do? You should do more Captain America's Winter Soldier. You should do more.
Captain America's dead. He's not dead. He's just on Cialis.
It's like I was saying this a couple episodes ago, right? Like my brother-in-law came to town and he started watching Ahsoka and was so fucking lost. He was like, damn, now I gotta go back and watch Rebels to understand it. So he paused Ahsoka. I don't know why this man did it. He's not a nerd. I don't know why he's got a 6-pack and anyway, this guy's got enough free time.
Strong enough.
He's strong enough. The Force is not female. The Force is awesome. It doesn't matter what gender you are. So he literally stopped Ahsoka, went back, watched all the Rebels, and he was in town, so we got to watch the last season together. It's so fucking good compared to the crap that we've been spoon-fed now. Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, everything minus Andor, and the first season of Mando. Like, just...
Hey, I like season 2.
Season 2 is fine, but like our standards need to be higher, and that's what Zeitgeist Zealots at Zealots Podcast on Twitter. That's what we're gonna do. Raise the standards higher.
Yeah, if you keep accepting shit, you're gonna keep getting shit.
Exactly.
So
which is why we're not accepting shit anymore. We're going on to Invincible right after our final thoughts on Loki. And theories. What's going to happen next episode? Tip?
Loki's going to save the day. Oh. It's going to lead into the Kang Dynasty. Sorry.
No, Forrest.
I'm Robbie.
Forrest going to...
Oh, yeah, and Forrest started episode 2.
Of Invincible? No spoilers.
Yeah.
No,
Robbie's
Robbie,
I don't care about the show anymore. Let's talk about Invincible.
Robbie, you have any theories on this episode?
What's going to happen
next?
After Loki's seen the light.
So, yeah, he goes back. He's going to obviously stop Victor Timely. Oh, let me talk about this. At the beginning of the episode, fucking shit, there's Chekhov's TVA guidebook, right? That was fucking stupid. It's like, the only part of that scene was like for him to like, oh, I'm just walking around and then I'll find this guidebook because I need it on my person so I can get it to OB later on. Hey, why don't you just actually go back to a previous episode and just write that shit in like congruently so it makes more sense? But the one thing we did see is as the TVA was spaghettifying and it went and we get to zoom in and a close up on the monitor, is that fail-safe mode is initiated. Is Loki the fail-safe mode? Was all this supposed to happen? Is this all a part of Kang's plan?
So first off, the fail-safe is inserting the people back into their own timelines. That's how Sylvie gets back into hers, Mobius gets back into his.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So that was the final point. But my theories, because it's lame and it's obvious, we find out that Loki created the TVA, and it was all part of He Who Remains' plan, and that Victor Timely was just a random variant that we don't even care about.
And he gets canceled for blackface. I love that theory.
Oh, so when they put at the time they went to, it actually, I think it said branch timeline. It really
exactly. It's not the sacred timeline. Yep.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Kang or He Who Remains again, and maybe Renslayer. And this
we have
obviously.
To. They pruned so many people. They have to do something with them in this next episode.
Yeah. So, but yeah. I mean, I think once we wrap up this podcast, Loki's the season finale. Hopefully, soon.
Oh, what a tease! Premiere. We're over here like, what's gonna happen? And it's like literally at our fingertips.
It's literally,
right
it's like literally a few minutes away. We're gonna find out. Although I think I'd rather watch the Panthers game, but see how that ends.
No, you don't. It's bad. It's so bad. It's
the one in 6
Thursday night football game you could ever do.
The 1 in 6
horrible.
Panthers. Are they 1 in 6? 1 in 7.
1 in 6.
1 in 6 Panthers. The 1 in 6 Panthers aren't having a great Thursday night football game.
They're winning. They're winning right now. That's what I say. But yeah. So
go let Panthers.
Give them a clap.
Let's go, Charlotte.
Let's cut out the sports talk because we'll lose so many subscribers. Get it out.
Let me just blur out my jersey then.
Yeah. So, are we ready for Invincible?
Guys, all right. So I want to open up.
Hey, I bet we'd get a bunch of listeners if we did a Panthers podcast.
That's true. Like they suck.
Only if it was on AM radio.
They suck. Just like chanting, they suck.
Let me start off.
If only those Panthers were invincible.
Ooh.
Nice segue. Yeah. Too bad. Like Eve, Kevin McCarthy left them, making their team a whole lot more invincible.
Oh, what do you think of all the just like dramatic pauses before they say invincible?
Last episode
that was hilarious.
But they didn't cut to the they didn't cut to the logo.
Until the very end.
So I love that. I thought that was so good because the season 1, every time it was like
they never did it.
And then this time they were like, I'm gonna hold back all this dopamine until the very end in the mid-credits scene, and they're like, what does this guy think he's Yeah, Invincible.
Well,
Dude,
let's start from the very beginning.
I want to start with the introduction in the group,
Dude,
right?
how
I was definitely the first. First off, I was definitely the first one to watch Invincible, and my mind was blown, dude. This episode.
Hipster here.
This episode's so fucking no. Just stay at home dad here. Stay at home dad here. Oh no, where's my soundboard? Stay at home dad here. But I texted the group and I was like, guys, Invincible is great. And then Forrest was like, only great. I did not want to oversell how good this episode was. What did you guys think? Is this a renewal of faith in nerdom?
Robert Kirkman was basically just like, you're sick of the multiverse from Marvel and DC. We're going to show you how to do it right.
But hey, they followed the comic pretty closely.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
it's not their fault. The multiverse is just coming. Kelly, my wife, was like, God, another multiverse, and I was like, yeah, but it's not their fault. They did the comics like 10, 15 years ago.
It's just the timing of it, though.
Yeah, it's everyone else who fucking did terrible multiverse storylines. But this...
Just wait. This one, I'm telling you, for sure.
This is... All right, so this is actually what I want to talk about this episode, more than the breakdown, because everyone's fucking watched this incredible masterpiece of an episode, right? My question is, this confirms that there's not a saturation in the market, right? We thought the multiverse was saturated, but it's not. It's just full of shit. This is a multiverse I am excited about. How about you guys? Matt, are you excited for this multiverse?
Yes, but I have a feeling we're not going to see much of it until the very last episode.
Well, if the last episode, Angstrom Levy is going to bring all the Invincibles from all the universes to kill Invincible.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler, God, what are you? I'm gonna. Don't worry. I'll edit a spoiler.
Well,
I'll edit a spoiler.
How is he gonna kill Invincible without another Invincible? So, but yeah, let's start from the beginning. So we see a universe. We bring Omni-Man back, but he's
our own Angstrom Levy. Also,
my brain's
his name's
right
Levy, not Levy. I hate that, but artistic choice. Let's go on.
I always thought it was Levy too.
I always thought it was Levy.
Part of his plan was just to make the world hate Invincible.
Well, his original plan was just like
his
make the world a better place.
And dude, isn't that just so great? Cecil, the goddamn man, just sticking his nose where private citizens.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't listen.
In his private citizen business. Oh yeah,
we're throwing a lot of future spoilers.
Okay.
If you haven't seen episode 1, hey Tip, we love you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Go watch episode 1 of the best show since Crapopolis in 2023.
The best Amazon show. Since
I haven't actually been listening, but I did like Forrest's hypothesis, and we'll leave it at that.
Which will become fact very soon. You'll see. So we see this world where Omni-Man convinces Invincible to join him. So Invincible and Omni-Man are just taking over the planet.
What a start! What a start to the episode. So confusing.
Oh, that big screen.
If you don't know if it's a multiverse,
over and over.
It's so good.
Oh yeah, they don't really tell you that.
No, they don't tell you anything. I love
it.
You just start the episode and you're like, wait, the last time I saw Omni-Man, he was flying off after kicking the shit out of his son, and now they're teamed up together.
Because they were fighting Immortal first.
Yeah, and then what he does to Immortal there.
So I appreciate the respect this television show gives to the audience, that the audience is smart enough to put 2 and 2 together, right?
It was similar enough, but you could see just where he just turns bad.
Oh, welcome back to the multiverse, Tip.
We're still talking about Invincible. This is Tip from Earth 447, who has to be Invincible.
I'll just listen to you guys.
If you think about it, the way his mom raises Invincible is what's giving us the good Invincible in our universe.
That's all that matters is good parenting, guys. I've been preaching this for 2 months. I'm just kidding. 2 months, guys. Parenting. That's what we turn this country around.
If you can somehow manage to imbue a personality of kindness, but then also don't fuck me with meanness.
And I guess the other part is get. I almost said Homelander. Get his dad to see it.
Omni-Man.
Yeah.
Also teaching your babies major. Listen to this shit. Read your baby fucking Plato's
Invincible.
The Republic and Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. Nicomachean Ethics, dude. I swear that baby's mind and you, as well as a person, you'll gain a deeper understanding of human nature, all kinds of stuff. It's really wonderful.
Her brain will be even bigger than Engstrom Levy's.
I appreciate
and then
that.
she'll understand where she is.
And she'll never get a date, but
That's just to make old ancient philosophy.
Currently,
Aristotle.
Cambria and I are going through Giraffes Aren't Real. If you're reading to your kid under the age of 1 or 2, Giraffes Aren't Real, great book. I highly recommend it. Also, The Real Anthony Fauci by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Those are the 2 books that we're currently reading right now. You gotta expand the vocabulary.
Anything was messed up that Invincible just paralyzed Eve instead of killing her.
So fucked up.
Yeah.
But all right, so how about this connection?
Yeah, that was so messed up.
It reminds me. He doesn't kill her. He paralyzes her so he can come visit her, right? Like a sick patient, like a hospice,
who do you think he's talking about?
A pet. Like his dad referred to his mom being a pet.
That's messed up too.
Yeah, so he's in love with
how
Kate.
far gone is he when we first got to this episode?
That man is so
Was that
gone.
his point of changing, or was he just already gone?
I think he was already gone at that point. When we first started the episode, he was already on team vitriol.
He was a Viltrumite.
Viltrumite, that's it. Viltrumite,
Wait, so
great vitamin. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so
I need to watch this damn episode, dude.
Dude, it's so good. Also, can I propose one thing?
Because so what? I can't even remember what happened at the end of season 1.
All right, season 1's so good. Go back and rewatch it. Just go back and rewatch season 1. It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
season 1 is good.
Yeah, don't even do the recap.
I don't rewatch stuff.
Well, in that case,
maybe I should though.
We have 8, 10 great episodes on the catalog on the podcast. If you don't want to watch the episode, you can just listen to us recap it. We'll be there for
that's
you.
a good idea.
Yeah.
And we give such a thorough, insightful recap upon some of the hidden details that
we used to go beat by beat. Now we just hit the high notes. And
I like this part. I like this part. I like this part.
Right. And
oh my God!
Speaking of liking, the Mahler twins are the best part of the show. Right?
I love
hands
them.
down, they are the best part of the show. Dude, they are so good. I love it.
Well, since I'm the original.
Right, they're always bickering.
Well, he's going to have to make a new brother, I think. He's going to have to make a new brother.
Oh, yeah, the one with the messed up face, and they're not supposed to know who is who.
So he's going to have to rip half that face off, too?
I'm pretty sure that's going to be episode 2, unless they kind of just come back to him in episode 3.
Yeah, so, Engstrom, Levy, you can make portals into other universes. I really like he has to be in the exact same spot.
I love it.
Of where he wants to pull something from another universe. So it would literally go into a deep
cavern. That's why they were underground.
I want to call out and appreciate the fact that at the very beginning they are already subtly through good dialogue, good writing, establishing Ancient Levy's power set. Right? I want to say that Captain Marvel has been in 6 movies, and I still understand her power set.
It's very plot derived. Yeah, whatever the plot needs.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
All things.
But before we get too deep into the episode, right? Because we had that we meet Angstrom Levy, right? I'm gonna call Omni-Man. He's Daddy Doomsday to me, baby. He's so hot. I love what's the actor's name? Peterson.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. That's it. J.K. Simmons. God bless him, dude. So perfect casting, right? So Daddy Doomsday.
If only Omni-Man was bald, it would have been perfect.
What did you think about Karma Police? Not a slow acoustic cover, just a slow song in general. But did you like it?
I loved it. That immediately drew me in because that's one of my favorite songs. And
So
it's not
good.
a remix slow version; it's the actual version.
Yeah,
perfect cover,
nice.
perfect choice, perfect cover, perfect audio choice. I love it. Also, speaking of turnarounds, on opinions, Ashley. I don't think anyone hated Ashley more than me last season.
Amber?
Amber. Let me
you
change
like
my
her so
notes
much,
here.
can't remember her name.
Change her. So I don't like her that much, right? I can't remember her name. But Amber, I don't know if the writers heard the feedback from season 1 or what. I don't remember her even being in this part of the comics. But I like her so much better. Dude, she's so much better written this season than she was last season, in my opinion.
Well, the whole point of her character in the comics is that she's just like his first girlfriend before he meets Eve, or before he starts dating Eve.
That's what I thought.
So,
I
we all know the relationship is doomed. It's just like a comic plot device where, like, a writer wants these two characters together, but there has to be, like, obstacles in the way.
Can't go right into it.
So, like, do you think Amber's going to die this season? Ooh. Do you think Levy's going to kill her?
You heard it here first.
I don't know if that happens in the comics.
And maybe in the comics, yeah.
But then it's just a way for Invincible to be like, wait a tick, I'm single again. Just like flying around naked. We love that scene here. So there's a guy wearing a literal bear head at a Bears game, and bear gloves too. He has the bear arms.
The game up too.
He has a literal bear head, stuffed bear head on his head, and he has like literal bear arms. He's like, it's my Second Amendment right. Bear arms.
All right, Family Guy. All right, best fucking callback of Family Guy of all time.
So, see, I'm thinking Amber might die, or do you think they're going to break up this season? Break up or
they already broke up once. If they already broke up once, breaking up again would be a bad writing. They have to kill her off, or maybe they don't do the love connection with Eve, because we know they do slight moderations in the comic book from the TV adaptation.
So do you think Levy's going to kill her?
I think so. Yes. Yeah. No, that's what I would do. Yes. Yeah. That's how I would write it.
I really like that they brought back Zachary Quinto, not just in the alternate universe, but also in like the main universe, where he's still the voice of Robot.
Okay.
But they have like the clone of Rex is voiced by a different actor. But I was like disappointed last season because I'm like, why don't they just keep Zachary Quinto as the voice?
That's right. I remember that vaguely.
But now they got Zachary Quinto as Robot still.
That's good. And what's his name? Jason Sudeikis as Rex.
Whoever Rex Splode is.
Yeah.
Why isn't Rex Splode? Why isn't the voice actor who voices Rex Splode not voicing his clone?
I don't know.
They had like a different actor. So, but anyway.
Duplicate voices all of her clones.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the villain, or I guess the side villain of the episode. The giant.
Cyclops?
No, the giant.
The giant.
Yeah, the giant.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, he's like a 6-year-old.
The intelligence of an 8-year-old said he wants to be president and an astronaut. So, like, normally I would just write this off and be like, that's just a little monster of the week. Nothing to worry about. We're just buying some time. We're just trying to fill up some airway. However, Invincible's written way better than this, right? We saw
in the comic
they
throw so many monsters in there.
Exactly, right? And we saw in season 1, like, that side monsters you didn't really think were important actually played a bigger role in the overarching storyline, right? So when you have someone, and they take time to specifically call out in the dialogue that he has the intelligence of an 8-year-old, I'm wondering if this isn't an 8-year-old that was genetically mutated. And that sounds like Dr. Seismic to me. Do you guys remember Dr. Seismic with the Mega Band cups?
Oh, you're not going to like the next episode, Mage.
Oh, no. I guess not. Maybe I'm very wrong.
I did see the preview and they showed him.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen the preview. Is he on it? I was just pure guessing. Is he on it? I was just... We'll find out. Tune in next week. Make sure to
I just saw the
like
recap.
And subscribe.
Showed a
same
recap
Zeitgeist time, same Zeitgeist channel.
Same Zeitgeist channel.
So, So what else happened? We saw the Guardians of the Globe are going to be led by...
Oh, the Immortal and Bulletproof, who we don't know yet. And it's like, what's your power
like really
set?
fast?
We'll find out next time.
So really quick, Bulletproof is actually wearing the costume that Invincible was initially offered in season 1.
Oh! Deep call on the Easter egg. I didn't know that. That's fun.
I think
Played by Mark Hamill, right? Mark Hamill was the costume designer.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, the Immortal.
Wait, did Mark Hamill also design that giant udder thing from the set of Star Wars?
No, dude, he hated The Last Jedi. He hated every part of it. Go watch the interviews.
Oh my gosh.
So the Immortal doesn't trust Invincible, as we found out.
Yeah, at the end of the episode. Which, hey, we started the episode with the Immortal fighting Invincible, and then we ended the episode with Immortal like, I don't trust you. It's like, hey man, watch out, that guy will kill you.
He has lived like 1,000 years or something.
That guy will squish your head. Yeah, he was Abraham Lincoln at one point.
Yeah, that was a...
Let's talk about the climax.
Hint there.
Right? Invincible, a.k.a. Mark, is begging Cecil to get back in the game. And Cecil's like, no. And then just turn around like, all right, let's send him in. And again, the government getting involved with private people's property, stopping literal utopia this time, because Invincible breaks in the middle of the Muller twins' experiment with Angstrom.
Yeah, that was just unlucky there. Because he was actually doing it for good.
For good.
Or was he?
And Invincible wouldn't listen to him. He's like, hey, stop. You don't listen. You don't understand. And then, so this is really fun, right?
He did take it off just because Invincible was dying there.
Which I would say is the only bad writing. And I don't know if it's bad writing, but being like, I don't want my utopia to start in bloodshed. It's like, bitch.
When you're like right there and all that work you did.
So that actually sucks, though. Matrix, that's a callback to season 1. Actually, I think it's Omni-Man who says, I will build an empire of blood. So that's actually a callback to season 1.
That's Matt throwing all the good little facts in.
Damn, that's give it up for Matt here. And Major on the air horn. God, DJ Major.
I thought Robbie was gonna do some kind of sound effect. Or wait.
Oh, I don't have those. That's Major.
Robbie just farts.
What?
That's all he does.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Debbie and Olga talk. Do you guys remember Debbie? That's Mark's mom, and Olga, that's the Flash's parodies character's wife.
Yep.
Olga gives Mark's mom a mysterious business card, so I'm only highlighting it because that's definitely gonna fucking come up later this season.
Did you see the Morse code on that business card?
Yeah, but I don't know Morse code because I didn't become an Eagle Scout.
SOS, motherfucker.
But where does that lead? What can that card? Is that like a credit card? Can she just swipe that somewhere and then she'll get saved? What is going to happen? I don't know.
No. She's informing. That's informing. Like, hey,
I'm
guess
an
what
SOS.
has happened? Your son has lost.
Maybe.
That's she's letting her know. Like, hey,
what's going on?
Was there an after credit scene?
Shit's about to go down.
There was a mid-credit scene, no post-credit scene. But before we get into the mid-credit scene was the Mahler's discovering Angstrom was still alive.
Oh, okay.
And we saw Angstrom with a massive brain. And then he goes, you need a hospital. And then one of the best lines ever goes, no, I need revenge. Dude, hot damn. Such good writing, dude. I got finished watching Loki, and then I watched this, and I was like, God, I forgot what good writing fucking here it sounds like. It's so much. It's so good. Dude, I tell you what. So, Angstrom doesn't want his utopia founded in blood. Great call out there, Matt. But before that, right, how his empire almost becomes to blood is we get one of my favorite scenes in the episode is just a ton of Muller twins.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's some Muller
Invincible's weakness.
Right? So, like, dude, Ancient Levy lies to the OG Muller twins. And they're like, whoa, I thought we were the only ones you were working with. Turns out he's working with Muller twins from multiple dimensions. And they all jump down, and they all start kicking the shit out of Invincible.
Oh, yeah, there's even a woman Muller twin.
There's even a woman. Oh, I love it.
Mollette.
I was waiting for, like, a little alligator Loki to show up. A little alligator Mauler to show up or something, but I'll take a female Mauler. That was good.
A molar.
A Maulette. I think a Maulette. That was good. A Maulo. But they mauled the shit.
I'm really
the
shit. I'm really mad that one of the Mauler variants didn't have a mullet.
Then he'd be a mullet twin, not a Mauler twin.
Yeah.
A Mauler with a mullet.
Yeah. So
would have been a mouthful.
So they blow
just
up
like
the
cheesy gordita crunch.
Yes. Are you watching the game too? Because Pete Davidson's trying to sell some gordita crunches.
I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that diarrhea sandwich.
How has Taco Bell never had a breakfast taco? That blows my mind.
I thought they had.
No, they had a breakfast burrito.
What taco?
They had a breakfast burrito. They never had a breakfast taco.
Imagine working
Allegedly.
at Taco Bell and you find out you gotta be there at 5.
Yeah, it's like, no, dude, I'm still awake and bake at 4 o'clock in the morning. No,
I'm
thank
making
you.
fucking tacos at 5 in the morning.
And did you know, if you're, I'm not judging anyone in the world, right? Like, life happens. But, dude, if you're consistently getting Taco Bell at 6 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if you should be allowed to vote. I'm kidding. Everyone should be allowed to vote. But, you should also maybe try something else besides Taco Bell at 6 a.m.
And
those are bad life choices. Yeah. You get screened. The more you know.
So.
What do we want to know?
Yeah,
next?
this was a great episode.
What do we want to see after this season? Because I've already
started it.
Oh, fuck you. All right, so not Forrest. Robbie, what do you want to see from this season?
Ooh. Well, do you think we'll see Omni-Man again?
Well, we already have.
OG Omni-Man or
universe.
Multiverse Omni-Man?
Yeah.
OG.
Yeah. The one who flew away.
As Mahler would say.
I know what happens to him.
Yeah, yeah, you and I both do. That'd be fun to see. I hope they touch on it. They probably will, right? That seems like they would. That's an episode, not a filler episode, but that's an episode, a self-contained episode. I love that.
Yeah, because it gets interesting from there.
So, we'll see a love triangle develop, right? We know that Mark and Amber are going to UU together, but we saw Eve this episode. Mark and Eve talk as well. It was super boring. I bought an Xbox controller on Amazon, so I wasn't really paying attention while they were talking. I watched it the first time. I wasn't paying attention while I was taking notes the second time. So I don't think they were talking about anything important. But this love triangle, we're going to see that develop. Dr. Seismic, maybe, according to Forrest spoilers over here. Matt, what do you want to see from this episode, from this season?
I want to see public opinion turn on Invincible with his Levy's, one of his old.
It's heading that way.
Yep.
Well, you've already seen it.
And that's what ships him to go to Omni-Man.
You've already seen it. So do you think we're in separate universes here, or do you think we're in separate times? Is this an episode of Dark, or is this a multiverse episode?
This multiverse episode, just in this one, like I said, we slowly manipulate the people to go against Invincible.
Okay.
And he starts questioning it. And then what happens is Immortal gets the team to go against him. So he's like, why don't I just take over?
Oh, join us next week to watch Mark get red-pilled on Invincible Season 2. I love it. That sounds good. Final thoughts on the television we watched this week. I've been baiting Matt, a little upset. Matt and I briefly talked earlier. I've mentioned that one of my favorite new shows on television is Crapopolis. And Matt watched the first 2 episodes, did not like it. It's one of my favorite new shows. So
he thinks it's crap.
He thinks it's crap.
Crapopolis? What is Crapopolis?
Crapopolis is the newest show by Dan Harmon on Fox. And it's about a guy named Tyrannus, and he's trying to start the first civilization in Greece. And so there's ancient gods and stuff like that.
Tyrannus, yeah.
So Tip, if you think Gen B tries too hard, this show tries even harder to be cool.
Oh, kind of like
okay.
Right.
I can't defend.
Look, it tries.
I can't defend.
Family
Child.
Family Man.
All right.
Okay.
With Richard, you have Richard Ayoade, you have Matt Berry, you have this great cast, all put to waste with teenage angsty writing.
Well, what we do in the
no.
shadows, what we do in the shadows should be coming back with Matt Berry.
Well,
Soon.
you know, who knows though? As shows go on, maybe they'll as the writers will be like, oh.
Okay, so Matt Berry in this,
a different audience.
Matt Berry is essentially Austin Powers. All right, that's how awesome the writing is.
On what we do in the shadows?
Is that insult? That sounds...
No, on Krapopolis. He's literally...
Sounds amazing.
He's really Austin Powers.
I was really confused. That sounds like... You're trying to say like it's an insult, but that sounds like a compliment. Oh,
sounds good.
Hold a second. Wait, Matt might be onto something. Matt, you might be onto something.
Yeah,
if
this was the 90s,
I like Austin Powers.
If this were the 90s and I was in my late teens, early 20s, this would be cool, but no, just no.
I just Googled it. 33% reviewer rating on Google users and a 56% score on Rotten Tomato.
Oh, 56%.
Ooh, wait, the Marvels is out, right? I wonder what their Rotten Tomato score is. Let's look this up.
Don't look for it. You like looked. What you find.
59%. Audience score of an 83. That's going to go down. That's what, guys? Yeah. 83. That's like one of the highest rated Marvel movies of all time, or of the last 5 years.
Oh, yeah, for the audience score.
What are we talking about here? This cannot be. 100+ verified users.
Well, I guess when nobody's going to see it, the people who do go to see it are actually going to like it because they want to go see it.
I heard there's a rumor that they were just literally all but giving away tickets. Like tickets for like $2 a piece. I don't know. I never verified that for the podcast, but I saw a screenshot. I don't know if it's a real screenshot or a Photoshop, but it seems to be like they're giving away the Marvels. And then I guess you guys want to talk about the spoiler that Forrest dropped a couple weeks ago because it turned out to be true. Beast was at the end of the Marvels.
Ooh, yeah, I told you.
Yeah,
with Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer. God bless him and his Frasier reboot. I wish him the best of luck. If you guys want to hear more about Zeitgeist Zealots, you can find us on Z Zealots Podcast on X, formerly known as Twitter. What were you saying, Forrest?
Yeah, and David Hyde Pierce as Nightcrawler, right?
Nightcrawler.
I didn't watch the Marvels. I watched the breakdown of the Marvels. I'm not gonna put my. I can't spend money to tell them to keep doing that because it's a bad idea, right? I can only spend money on, Thor 5 and Thor 6 and Thor 7.
Oh God, what have they done to Thor now, though?
This is the very last Marvel content we're getting this year, right? So.
Marvel's gonna turn into like the Triple X franchise.
Wait
or the Fast and Furious.
Hey guys, first off, the Fast and Furious is still killing it, okay? Whereas Marvel's now petering, right? If Marvel kept it about family, maybe be doing as well as Fast 11 is gonna do. But here's my thing, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Fast
11?
Echo. Have you guys seen the trailer for Echo? It's TVMA. Yeah. Marvel is doing a TVMA. You got Deadpool, you got Kingpin. Are you excited? Well, hey, they're dropping all 6 episodes on the same day.
It needs to happen.
Right? Take the bullet all at once.
Yeah, that's nice.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Guys, do you want to just separate a Saturday and just watch all 6 episodes together? I mean, I have a newborn, but like...
When is Echo? I thought Echo isn't coming out till January.
Well, we have to start planning for Echo now. It's Marvel's first TVMA ever. Get excited. See boobs. No, we're not going to see boobs. Have you seen Eternals? That was the worst sex scene in all of movies. 3 pumps and we're done. Get out of here.
You mentioned obscure nudity in Gen V, and I was wondering what that meant, Major. I'm guessing it was like half a butt cheek.
Oh, there's obscured nudity with like the lady who grew 60 feet tall and still didn't have any cleavage. That's a good pun.
Yeah.
But obscure nudity would be like her holding on to like a 30-foot penis in like episode 2.
Well, I just remember like in Mad Men and AMC, like it's still cable, but they could show like a naked back, and they could show like half her ass.
Oh, a naked back. Ooh. Oh, how saucy!
Could they show bottom cheeks? I don't think so.
No, just top cheeks. So you can see like.
But now
'cause
bottom cheeks are everywhere.
The blanket was like over half her ass.
What are top
that was,
cheeks?
that was
You mean
cable,
butt
that was
crack?
Cable like half her ass. Like the blanket was pulled back to where you could see half her ass. But it's obscured. It's obscured nudity.
Is this Jessica Chastain or is this someone else?
On Mad Men? I don't know. Was she on Mad Men?
Yeah, she was the busty redhead.
No, that was someone else.
Okay.
Maybe it was. Well, you saw like half her cleavage the entire series, so.
The 60s, am I right, guys? Nah, just smoking in tits.
Yeah. Anyway, so. Yeah, that's our show. Major already plugged social media, so we will be on.
Guys, Zealots podcast on Twitter or X. But guys, we've also started uploading our back catalog to YouTube. So that's awesome. Go check it out. We've had huge success. According to YouTube, over 999% increase in impressions. Oh, that's what happens when you start at zero, motherfuckers.
That sounds like Dogecoin.
Or just like Dogecoin.
Numbers,
we are the cryptocurrency of podcasts.
That's right. Invest all of your fortunes and futures on us, and we will let you down in a year. But that's only because we have to cover.
We will wind up going to jail like Sam Bankman-Fried.
Sam bankrupt fraud. Let's go. Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us again. Like, subscribe, YouTube.
Let's go watch that new Invincible.
Guys, Invincible. Wait, hold on. That's the last question of the night. Last question of the night. Because right now, when we all get off this episode, we have
live episode
Loki. 2. We have Loki's season finale and Invincible season 2.
Hell yeah.
Which one are you watching first?
Oh, Invincible.
Oh, I'm finishing Invincible. Motherfucker. Well, I might finish playing Spider-Man 2, but I'm a little weird.
I'm gonna go ahead and watch Loki season finale.
So
just text you guys and spoil it all.
Xbox. I have like less than a week now. All right. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
Now I'm Robbie.
Matt.
And Tip.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Be back next week.
Hell yeah.